This is the Poketechnician here once again. Hope you guys are ready for a sick battle. This battle is for the Clan Wars against my guy, Christopher Reeves, aka Bearpaw. And we are going to be playing some Smogon OU singles. They've already won the clan challenge. Unfortunately, they clinched it with their multi-battle that happened earlier, but I did want to try and bring a fairly formidable team against Bearpaw here today, because I would like to get a win after yesterday's loss, actually 2 losses, against Matthew Cha, aka Goose. So today I am going to be just bringing a rental team. Didn't think it was a good situation to bring my physical Heliolisk team that I'm planning on using for a couple more videos here, since there's some stakes here. I figured I would try and bring something a little bit more powerful. So here I am bringing... Is it this one? Yeah, it's this team right here actually. It's a Trick Room team featuring Marowak. Alolan Marowak is kind of the key here. It's going to be able to hit things super hard with a thick club. We do have the Sun to boost its fire attacks. Lycanroc can do some work here too, packing the Choice Band. Venusaur, of course, with the Chlorophyll and the Sun. So let's just get right into it, and I will kind of let you know what's going on with the Pokemon as they appear on the screen for you. I'm really excited to do this. This is my first battle for our clan, which is Team Cyberduck. I will be having an intro that I add to the video soon once I can figure out how to edit it in. Okay, so he is also bringing the Hatterene. Interesting. He's packing some powerful threats here for sure. Anyhow, I think what we will lead off with is probably going to be the Hatterene. I see his leads being maybe a Hatterene, Hydreigon. Could be something like the Bisharp as well. Maybe I will just go with the Torkoal here. He doesn't really have anything to take advantage of the Sun, and actually his team is pretty weak to the Sun, so I'm going to lead off with the Torkoal. Yeah. This Torkoal is packing Yawn and Stealth Rocks as well, so it does give me some options in terms of what I want to do as a lead gambit. And from there I can go into Hatterene, maybe try and set up the Trick Room, depending on the opposing matchup. Could also go into Venusaur, of course, try and outspeed some things, hit him hard. Hydreigon is kind of a problem for Venusaur. I'm packing the Weather Ball. EQ, Weather Ball, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, I want to say, if I'm correct. Alright, so we're going to get this game started. Alright, I'm kind of nervous here, guys. I gotta tell you, my heart's thumping. Out comes Pythagoras, which is the Hydreigon, makes sense. 3 heads. 3 angles in a triangle, obviously. So Torkoal is going to get to set up the Sun here. And here, he could be packing the Earth Power. I think I can probably live one of anything he wants to go for. Unless it's just like some insanely powerful Draco. Let me just double check the spreads here. Or what his stats are like at least, sorry. Oh, the Joy-Con drift is so annoying. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Defensive. Okay. Eject pack. Okay, yep. So here, I think the move is probably to go into Hatterene. I am kind of scared of that at the same time. Venusaur can't do much. Okay, I think here I will just go for the body press and try and dish out some damage. He goes for the U-turn. Okay, cool. So that is fine. He won't do very much. Like I said, I am very defensive. And that leads me to believe that he's probably something like a Choice Scarf set. And it also leads me to believe that he might not have the Earth Power. We'll have to see that. That's just kind of my initial thoughts after seeing that exchange. Because what are his checks that he wants to bring in for Torkoal here? Like I said, his team is pretty weak against fire spam, honestly, so we'll see who he wants to bring in. Claire or R. Alright. So, we go for the body press here. That's not going to do very much damage. Okay. She's packing the lefties, it looks like. Yep. So we cannot go for the Stealth Rocks or the Yawn. I'm assuming that's probably why he brought this thing in. So here I am pretty inclined to just go for the Overheat. Could go for something, he could go for something like a Psychic. That would definitely dish some crazy damage, but I also think he wants to get his Trick Room up. And in the sun, this Overheat is going to do a lot of damage, and I will get to switch out. Who I want to switch into is probably the next big question. But we will deal with that after we get off the big Overheat, I think. I'm assuming that I probably outspeed. He's most likely a negative speed Trick Room Hatterene. But we'll just have to see what happens here. Like I said, I do have the Eject Pack. That's what's going to cause me to switch out after my special attack stat is dropped by the Overheat. So he withdraws. Goes back out into the Hydreigon. Okay, interesting. He was obviously fishing for me to go for the Stealth Rocks or something along those lines. That does good damage. Cool, we like that. Drops our special attack, and we will get the auto switch because of that Eject Pack. Out here could come the Venusaur. Lycanroc is an option, but again, I think that he is what am I thinking here? He is the Choice Scarf, I believe. Could get out the Hatterene here and go for my own Trick Room. Not sure if that would be super beneficial at this point. I think that's more of a sweeping tactic. So I think Lycanroc is probably the play. Lapras could do something too, but I think here I will just go Lycanroc. What is he going to do? Has a few options here. I really do anticipate him to be going for the Earth Power, which it's really not ideal for us. Hold on a sec. How many more turns of Sun do I have? I have 3 more turns of Sun. I think that there's not a very high likelihood of him clicking something like a Flamethrower here, so Venusaur can probably come out here and start dishing some damage. Basically, I'm just baiting him to go for Earth Power here or make the switch. As he just decides to go for the U-turn. That does pretty good damage. Alright. Yeah, I don't think this Venusaur is very defensive. It's a Life Orb Chlorophyll Sweeper. So it's going to be mostly invested in speed and special attack. But yeah, we'll just have to see what he decides to go into here. We do have that Weather Ball, which he might not really anticipate as much. Could catch him off guard. I mean, it's a pretty common attack, but okay. He decides to go into the Mandibuzz. I think seeing the physical damage that he did to me really influenced that decision on his part, and was definitely a good choice. So here, I would like to get my Trick Room up at some point soon. Also, my boy Torkoal is an option again, but might not be the most effective. Maybe we go for the weather ball. I think we are probably just going to want to go for the weather ball here. Should do some pretty good damage. We'll see maybe if he's specially defensive or physically. Yeah, I bet you he's mostly physically defensive. He goes for the foul play. Interesting. Okay, so here I think he'll probably go for something like a Brave Bird. And I think that means that my best switch is probably into the Lycanroc. I don't think he'll want to go for another foul play. Maybe he'll go for something like a Roost or U-turn. His U-turn momentum on this team is really good. Let's see, we're about 8 minutes into the game, I'd say. We started about 3 minutes into the recording actually battling, so we are just under halfway through the battle. And I think so far it's pretty even heat. What I'm going to want to do here is take a closer look at what we can hopefully get into a situation to create some sort of a win condition for ourselves. He goes for the U-turn. That does pretty good damage too. I'm surprised at that damage. But the nice thing is that I have the choice band here, so the element of being able to click whatever move I want to do the most damage to the opponent right in front of me is in my own hands here. He won't have been able to scout what any of my moves are, and he won't be able to potentially pivot into something because he doesn't have the information yet. So let's see what he wants to bring out. I'm expecting this to be, yep, exactly, the Amoonguss. Okay, and we have no Fire Fang. I know. Yeah, Close Combat, Excel Rock, Stone Edge, and Crunch. Okay. So here I am kind of 50-50 on the play. I want to go into my Torkoal to set up the Sun again. But I also think that he's going to try and go for a Sleep Powder, which makes me want to kind of go into the Venusaur. But I think Torkoal is the play here. Or I could go in the Hatterene. Do I think there's a potential for a Sludge Bomb here or in the future? Possibly. See, this is the thing about Sashed Hatterene, is you really have to think about how you're going to play it. I am going to go into the Torkoal here. It just seems like the safest play. It gives me branching possibilities depending on what he decides to go for, and if his Spore will hit. It's 100% accurate if he goes for Spore. Yep. Oh, Stun Spore. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, that's not amazing, but the other thing is I am a Trick Room team, which could give me some possibilities here in terms of overheating his Hatterene, etc. And now I can't be put to sleep, which is also another amazing thing. So here I do think that maybe I will just go for something like a Yawn, trying to catch something switching in and taking advantage of my Torkoal, like perhaps the Hydreigon or the Mandibuzz. Hatterene may switch in and bounce my Yawn back, but I'm actually not so worried about that now. As long as I don't go for the Stealth Rocks, that would be cataclysmic. Bedrock, I think that was the, oh no, okay. Cool, so this will actually be a pretty good play for me here, I'm thinking. He gets Drowsy, so basically here he has to either switch or go for the healing move. And I think here I can just freely click the Overheat. Whatever he decides to do, this is really going to chip him quite well. Oh, I hope you guys don't think my commentary is too dull. I'm just trying to be kind of quiet because it's a small house that I live in and my girlfriend's in the other room and yada yada yada. So I am super amped about this game, don't get me wrong at all. Okay, hopefully I don't get fully paralyzed here. I think he will go into the Hydreigon most likely. That Hydreigon is certainly a beast. It is scaring my team for sure. Look at Torkoal's smoke. It looks like it's moving like super slowly. Like the frame rate just doesn't seem like it's right on the smoke coming out of Torkoal's back. I'm just noticing that right now. It looks like it's like something from Paper Mario almost. Weird. Tell me what your guys' favorite Pokemon animation is. Like what they do when they just stand there. Like, see how Hatterene just like kind of super slowly bobs, and it's like kind of lame. But if there's like an animation that you have that you love, like I have always loved Hitmontop's little dancey animation. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so out comes this beast of a Mon. And here I think I'm almost thinking about just sacking this thing and going for another overheat, because what does she really want to do here? She could Calm Mind up. That would be kind of scary. But I think an Excel Rock from Banded Lycanroc should do the work. And I should outslow her being Hatterene. Not. Okay. He withdraws his Hatterene. Goes back out into Bedrock, which is the Mandibuzz. And I get paralyzed. That's unfortunate for sure. Harsh Sunlight up for one more turn. Here I am going to try and probably get up my Stealth Rocks, I'm thinking. He goes for the Roost. Smart play, yep. But that was perfect because I kind of duped him into staying in a situation where oftentimes Hatterene would come in and try and bounce those rocks. So I get up my Stealth Rocks, which is nice. Harsh Sunlight fades. And here again, I think I can just go for the Yawn. He will probably U-turn, I'm assuming, again. Maybe go for, I think, a knockoff or foul play is an option, I suppose, but... Now, I'm not trying to underestimate what Mandibuzz can do, because, guys, if you didn't know, Mandibuzz gets stuff like Heat Wave, Grass Knot, Nasty Plot, of course, you know, Air Slash, Dark Pulse, some of the other special coverage. I think Snarl as well. Mandibuzz can really do a really amazing job at either setup sweeping in certain niche situations, like maybe in a draft league or something like that. Not so much on the ladder, I would say, but... And of course, its traditional job as a tanky defensive Mon, one of the best defoggers in the meta, for sure. Nice knockoff Mon as well, in a gen that doesn't have very many good knockoff users. So here I am interested to see what will be coming out, and it is the Toxtricity. Okay, Pointed Stones dig into Toxtricity as I go for the Yawn. And here I'm trying to remember, I am special attack dropped. I'm expecting either the Overdrive or the Hyper Voice here, in all honesty. Marowak is Rockhead, so I am definitely fearing the Overdrive. There's no doubt about it. In fact, I'm pretty inclined to sit here, but at the same time, I don't think Overheat's going to be doing way too much damage. And Torkoal is so good against this team. Okay, here I think what I'll do is I'll go Lapras, trying to take a hit. Or I could go Hatterene, actually. And that would allow me to get up my Trick Room. So here I'm going to go Hatterene. He withdraws, goes back out into the Bedrock, which is his Mandibuzz, and I am going to bring out my Hatterene. Cool. So this is not the worst situation to be in, honestly. And here I will be definitely getting up the Trick Room. Hold on one moment. I just want to double check his this Hatterene stats. I want to make sure that it is okay. Yep, perfect. Maximizing its special attack potential. And here we will get up our Trick Room. Foul play. That's not going to do much. Yeah, it does a good amount. It does more than I expected it to, honestly. But here, I think I am going to be able to start clicking some moves and really doing some damage. Dazzling Gleam is an option, but I almost expect him to go into something like the Amoonguss or potentially Toxtricity, Bisharp, maybe, probably not so much. But yeah, I think here I am going to go for the Mystical Fire in an attempt to predict some sort of switch that he might want to go for. Because I'm pretty sure he knows that my Dazzling Gleam is going to hurt him real bad. So I think he will want to switch. I know that he's a very capable player. Some other people I would consider maybe just if... Oh, okay, he does stay in. Well, that's a mispredict on my part, I suppose. He'll probably just go for another... Oh, he goes for a U-turn. Okay. Does get off the U-turn. That kind of makes sense. A slow U-turn is never really a bad play. So now we are coming towards the end of the game. I think there's about 2.5 to 3 minutes left in the match. And now is the time to decide whether we need to blitz him to get the kills that we need to achieve the win, or if there's a way to slowly whittle him down and get the 1 or 2 kills that we need to clinch like a 6-4, 5-4 type victory. As soon as he does send in his Pokemon, I will probably pull up the lists and just try and consider the matchups as we come towards the end game. I'm so glad to have my Stealth Rocks up because that is going to allow me to potentially 2-KO most things. I am worried about the Bisharp coming in here, kind of, the more I think about it. Yep. He is going to be forced into going for a Sucker Punch here, I believe. He could go Knockoff maybe, but I think fearing my my Mystical Fire, he will likely go for something like a Sucker Punch. And that does have me scared. It does legitimately have me scared, but I think what I will do is end up going into my Torkoal. Let's see. Trick Room has 3 turns left. I think this is pretty much the perfect time to bring in Torkoal, actually, yeah. Get the sun back up in case I am able to get a critical last-minute attack in that will KO an opposing Mon. Either way this turns out, this was obviously a really good game. He goes for the Sucker, I have to assume here. I don't think he has any other option than to go for the Sucker Punch. Yep, he does go for the Sucker. Okay. That is going to fail. And I think here, all we do is just click an Overheat. Oh man, I'm so nervous here. I'm not remembering 100% where his HPs are at, but man, I'm really hoping that right here I can clinch this. Please don't get fully parried. If I do get fully parried, I think the game is lost for me. But he might just go for the Sucker Punch, so let's see what happens, guys. Oh man, this is such a nail biter. I really want to bring this home for the for the clan, for the Cyberducks. We've had a little bit of bad luck. One of our best singles battlers is busy with family stuff and things of that nature, so we dropped a singles game or two probably that we shouldn't have. Okay, I think that if we do connect with his Overheat, he is the Heavy Duty Boots variant. Alright, and we will see what happens here. I'm just going to click Body Press, because if he decides to stay in, I don't even know, I think the timer did end at the end of that animation, so we will see who is the winner. I win! Okay! That is a 6-6 victory over Bearpaw. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry that this game had to end this way, but I do think that we played it really, really well. Both teams were super threatening. I think he purposely brought a really strong team too, knowing that there was a lot riding on this. And yeah, I'm just happy to come out with the dub after a couple of losses yesterday. So thank you to Bearpaw. Again, you guys, comment with your favorite Pokemon animation, sprite animation, or 3D model animation. And I look forward to playing some battles for you guys soon here.